Dear students, today I will explain you the poem The Road Not Taken. It has been written by the poet Robert Frost. Before starting the poem, let me brief something about the poet Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. He is highly regarded for his realistic depictions of rural life. A popular and often quoted poet, Faust was honored frequently during his lifetime. His work frequently employed themes from the early 1900s rural life in New England. Let us start with the poem. In the first stanza, poet says, "The two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth." In this stanza, the poet says that he is standing at the wood in a point when two roads are diverged. Means in the forest, wood means forest. In the forest, he is standing at a point where the road has diverged into two roads, is divided into two roads. As he stands there, he looks at the two roads for the farthest point he can. Means he continued looking towards both the roads up to the point up to which he could, until they bend and he can longer see their continuous. The poet expresses feelings of sorrow for not being able to travel both ways, for having to choose one and avoid the other. His long standing reflects his difficulties to prefer one over the other. Means he wanted to go on both the roads, but it is impossible for a person to move on both the roads at the same times simultaneously. In the second stanza, he says, "Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same." In this stanza, the poet says that the road that appears at first glance to be less worn, less trodden, less traveled by people, and therefore less traveled, this suggestion suggests that he has an independent spirit, means he does not wish to follow the crowd. After a moment, he concludes that both roads are about equally worn, equally damaged, equally destroyed by the moment of the people over there. In third stanza, he says, "And both the morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back." Means the poet is thinking that he should return to the point from where he had started, and he returns to the point also before he made a decision. Both there, what he found that both ways looked equally the same, similar, similarly worn, same in the morning, as if nobody had walked on the leaves on the roads. Means they looked equally destroyed or damaged or spoiled by the movement of the people over there. But a decision has been made. The poet chooses the less common way and leaves a more common one, and this has made a difference in his life. Although he expresses a wish to come back and try the other way, but at the same time, he sounds pessimistic. Why? Because it is really impossible for a person to move back on the path from where he had come forward. When he says he had doubts if he ever come back again over there. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all difference. In this stanza, he means that in years to come, he would tell other people about the choice he made. And while making this choice, while telling them about his choice, he will sigh. He will take a deep breath, either with relief that he had made the right choice or with regret that he made the wrong choice. Whether right or wrong, the choice will have had a significant impact on his life. In this poem, Robert Frost, he is talking about the choices faced in the life. And to illustrate these choices, Frost uses a metaphor of a forked path. Means when he is talking about the road which is leading inside the forest and which is being diverged into two paths, it it is a symbol of the situation when a person finds himself confused which decision he has to take, which decision he should opt, whether first one or second one. When at that time he finds, although he finds that both the things are correct, but he has to move ahead with one option, and this is being compared by his walk on the way. One way is well trodden and other is fresh with grass. The first symbolizes a safe, easy choice which others often take, and the second option or the second one Frost chooses and is more risky and unknown. It is not used or traveled by any other person. Frost regrets that he could not travel both. But just as in our life, we take the decisions, and some of the decisions are irreversible. In the same way, the path he chooses leads onto further paths, but he could not go back on the path from where he had come. So this is the poem, and in this poem, the poet is sharing a common experience of a common man that is experienced by each and every one of us in our day to day life. There are the situations where we have to make a single choice out of two or more options, although they may be suitable, equally inviting, but we have to opt for one. Robert Frost's poem. What message this poem gives us? Through this poem, he gives us about the about a life skill, that life is a continuous journey full of divergence now and then. The important thing is to move on without looking back, whether the choice of paths taken was right or wrong. The right or wrong are relative terms. One thing which is right for us, maybe it is wrong for another one. We cannot get everything in life and have to make choices. Whatever direction in our life takes is determined by the choice made by us. In the journey of life, one can seldom come back to travel the roads not taken earlier. Thank you.